Hey, it's your girl Mac. How are you? I hope you're doing well. I'm going live back to back because I need to do the review for 90 Day the Other Way. It is late where I am, but I'm already late, so I got to get these done. It's almost 11 at night, so my energy might be going down. But I expended a lot of energy going in on a swelu. so, um, welcome to my channel. This is Mac Reviews. I do reviews of 90 Day Fiance and Soon Love After Lockup, which is coming back in 2 weeks. And um, get a snack, relax if you can. Lay back. Let's have a good time talking about this recent episode of 90 Day Fiance the Other Way. So let's get to it. I'm going to talk about Armando and Kenny. Armando is getting ready to leave to go be with Kenny, to get to the town where they're going to be staying. And he hasn't told his his daughter yet that they're moving, which I was surprised by. So he takes her to, her name is Hannah. He takes her to a park, a park for kids with the swings and jungle gyms, whatever. And she has already met Kenny. If anyone's paying attention, like we saw photos of Kenny and him and her, and so he has already met her and spent some time with her, and so she knows Kenny. And he told her, like, what do you think of Kenny, and what would you say if I told you we're gonna be living with Kenny? And she was like, yay. She was excited and happy, and I was surprised because I thought she might be sad to leave her family, her grandparents and her cousins and her aunts and uncles and everything. But she was excited. She said to the producers, Kenny is nice to me and he gives me toys, so I like him. And that's all it takes for some, children her age. So I thought that was really cute. She's like, he gives me toys and he's nice, so I mean, he's good in my book. So she's like, I'm happy I'm gonna have two dads. And I was like, oh. So yeah, and before I get to Armando talking to his family, Kenny is driving the 13 hours from Florida to Mexico. And he has his old dog with him. He said his dog, 13 or 15 years, that's an old dog. I'm like, listen, that dog is on its last leg. You can see that poor dog is on its last leg. And he's like, I hope, is it a he or a she? I don't remember, but he hopes that he or she makes it with him all the way to Mexico, and I hope he or she did too, because that would have been pretty sad if she died on the way. And because he said Armando wants to meet him, and that dog, he was, whew, you can see that's an old dog. So that dog was he was struggling a little, or she was struggling. It's gonna take him 4 days, not 13 hours, 4 days to get to Mexico. And I was like, man, this is love. This is love. Okay, because why didn't he get on a plane? But anyways, well, he had to take his vehicle, yeah. So Armando is going to leave Hannah with his family. He's going to go to the place a week ahead to set it up and make sure that it's okay for her. Somebody online was like, and to get it in. And I was like, I mean, so he's getting ready. He's packed up his car, and he's saying goodbye to his family. His sister's crying, his mom is crying, and they're gonna miss him. And his daughter, he gets a little emotional saying bye to his daughter, and that's what got me. I was like, whoo, that part got me. But yeah. So then he asked his mom, like, is dad coming out? And I don't think his dad came out, but I was like, why don't you just go in to the house? But yeah, so he's saying, listen, I'm gonna come back in a week, and I'm bringing my boo thing, and I hope y'all accept us. And you know, I want to say this. I understand that Armando has to do what he has to do. I get that, but I feel like I don't know if he's thinking about how his family, how this is affecting his family, not accepting that he's gay, but the fact that cameras are in their faces. Like, I mean, he lied to them and told them this was a documentary about life in Mexico, and then he comes out to them again on camera, kind of forcing them, like, kind of against their will. You know what I mean? To have to react to that on camera. And these are clearly private people. And, I would have had a problem with that. I might have brought that to him if my family member did that. I don't know if he's thinking about um, how his family feels about that, about having to deal with this on camera. And I don't know if he's thinking about that part, about, his father being like, you know, I have to be doing this on camera in front of people, in front of millions, okay, possibly millions of people that watch this show, or at least hundreds of thousands. So that part, I'm like, did you think about that? How, your family is feeling about the fact that they're on camera? Because when they agreed, they didn't know that's what was happening. When they signed the waivers or whatever, they didn't know. So I don't, that part I think is kind of messed up, but it is what it is. So I am looking forward to seeing them meet and seeing Kenny with the little girl and how things go. I am. It's slow right now. We haven't really gotten anything happening yet, but I'm excited for when Kenny gets there. Now, Ariella and Biniam. So she's on her way to Ethiopia, and with her mom. Ariella is with her mom. She's excited, she's nervous, and Biniam is nervous. He's saying how he's happy that she's coming back. He's excited to see her, and he's so happy. He feels like it's a blessing that she's willing to move there, and um, he's saying that he is nervous about meeting her mom, and it seems like he's genuinely excited, and like he does care about, like, love her. I don't know if he cares about her, but he seems like he is, they still have that, because they didn't know each other for long, but she said 3 months. So they still got that honeymoon thing going on. So she gets there, and she's coming walking down the corridor with her mom, and he's like, oh my gosh, and he got her flowers, and you could see he was like genuinely excited to see her, and like a little nervous, and they embrace, and it was sweet. And the mom, he gave the mom a big hug, and you could tell he was very glad to see her, and she's a little surprised at how he looks, because apparently he cut his dreads and he's a little skinnier. He looks like he lost some muscle mass. um and I mean, some people were like, oh, why is she so concerned about how him looking different? But I mean, I think you have to remember, these people haven't known each other very long. Like, literally, what she said, 3 or 4 months. Like, they don't know each other like that. And um, how deep can their love be? You know what I'm saying? So if you meet a guy and 3 months later you meet him and he looks different, you're gonna notice that, especially if you haven't been with him for years. Like, if you've been together for years, okay, but they haven't even been together 6 months. Okay, so she's gonna notice that, especially when that's what she said, his dreads and the muscles and everything attracted her to him. And I'm like, well, yeah, I mean, if you've only known somebody for a short amount of time and you have this like whirlwind romance, of course, if they change their looks, that's gonna be a change for you, right? So I mean, I met a guy one time online, and when we met, he had like a short beard in the photo, and then when I met him, he had like this long beard, and so even that I surprised me. Like, he still was fine in a mug, but you're gonna notice that when you haven't known somebody that long, and then you see them again for the first time, or you meet them for the first time. So, anyways, yeah, so they go and drop her mom off at the hotel or the guest house. In some parts of the world, they call a hotel a guest house. That's what they call it. Well, there's hotels and guest houses, but that's pretty much in other parts of the world, a guest house is like a cheaper hotel, but it can be just as nice. I've stayed in them before when I traveled, and it was nice. A lot of times they might be cramped up though. We didn't like really have a window, but anyways, if it's in a city, right? So they drop her mom off at the hotel guest house, and then they go to the apartment that he got for them. I don't know if it's an apartment or if it's an Airbnb because it was already furnished and had I don't know if he brought that the furnishings or if it was already there. If it was already there, then I'm thinking, oh, well, maybe this is an Airbnb. But I mean, it's small. There's stuff in there. It's okay. Whew, I thought of the bathroom and it took my breath away. The bathroom though, baby, that bathroom was atrocious. And yeah, I wouldn't. Whew, whew. Yeah, that bathroom was not nice. And you know, um she's having a moment and she's trying to smile because she doesn't want to appear mean or you know but she was not liking that, and he felt bad, and he felt like he was sad that he disappointed her, so he's like, we're gonna work it out. um I forgot at the airport when she got there and she got in the car, it looked like she was having a panic attack, and I think she just realized, oh my gosh, this is real. It's happening. I'm moving my whole life to this country to be with this man that I just met. Because the difference, she lived in Colombia with that other guy, but she didn't marry him after a few months. Like they had known each other for a while. And she made, I guess she had more money at the time, whatever. But this time, this was unexpected. She probably didn't plan to do that. She's pregnant. She's probably feeling emotional and hormonal because she is, very pregnant. She's not like 2 months. She's so she is with child. So, yeah, and yeah, so we'll see what happens with them. What I don't understand is that it's very obvious that Ariella comes from money. She works for her dad. She doesn't really make her own money. She she probably has a trust fund. So I was like, did you bring money? First of all, second of all, this man was broke. You knew he was broke. So why didn't you like look for a place online, give him the information, tell him to go there? Why didn't you send him money like he's broke? So why didn't you send him money and make sure that y'all had a place? Like it's obvious her people have money. So I'm just like she by herself is probably broke, but she lives off her parents. So like why why didn't she send money? Like and have him find a place and have them stay there. Like I don't get it. So but anyways, next I'm gonna talk about Tim and Melisa. So or Melisa, I don't know if it's an S or a Z. Sounds like it's an S, but Melisa. um so Tim, his mom is coming to help him. She lives in Oklahoma, I think he said, and she's coming to help him pack. She usually visits him twice a year, so this visit she's helping him pack. Um, and she's also going to be coming. She's going to be visiting. She's not coming down with him at the same time, but after he gets there and has been there, she's going to come down there to visit him with her friend. She wants to see how things go and all that with him. And she's just saying to him, hey, I mean, God bless that you're doing this, but I don't know what's going to happen. And she said some things like, oh, she said Melisa is feisty, which I was like, I don't know if she is feisty or if has she met her? Like, I don't, maybe she's met her, but I'm like, are you saying that because she's a Latina? Like, I don't know. But anyways, then she said, oh, she feels like, oh, maybe Maylee's is making him move down there to be in control. And I'm like, be in control? Heifer, he cheated on her. What do you mean? Like, what woman is going to move herself to another country after a man cheats on her? Like, what? So anyways, um, it seems like his mom is on his side, which she's going to be. It's his mom. Um, so he's going to therapy. to work through his cheating and everything to show Lisa that he's serious. He says that he's going to hold on to his job and he's also not going to sell his house, which I think is wise. He doesn't know what's going to happen. Lisa may end up being like, "Listen, I don't want to deal with you. Bye. You could go home. You could leave." Like, um, and so I think that's wise of him. I mean, I'm still, I still don't know if Jenny is an actress. Like, I can't understand how an overgrown person could be so dumb. Jenny did not need to quit her job. She did not need to sell her, give up her apartment and all of that. She could have, taken time off if she had PTO or whatever, and went over there. Like, Jenny really threw away her whole life. Anyways, we're gonna talk about Jenny in a minute. So I think that's wise of him. I think it's good that he's going to therapy. He said it's helping him, and I will say that God bless him because I could never, I could never have my therapy session on camera. Child, absolutely not. Absolutely not. And not that I'm like bawling in therapy, but that is entirely too private. Y'all cannot see me in therapy. No. So I guess kudos to him for being able to do that. But I guess it's because the therapy is about it. It's not about his other, if he has any other issues. So maybe that's why he's okay with doing that. But the therapist, when he lets her know that I think he told her that he's holding on to his job and his house. The therapist was like, "Listen, you need to be 100% committed. If you're not 100% committed, then it ain't gonna work. You might as well not go." And I don't know. I mean, I understand what she's saying because she's making the point that in order to prove to Lisa that you really want to be with her, that you have to show that you're 100% committed. But at the same time, he can't force her to stay with him. So he shouldn't sell his house and he shouldn't give up his job. That's smart. Now he also says that he hasn't been saying "I love you" to her because he's afraid that she won't say it back. And he also was saying that he needs certain things as well, but he hasn't been saying because he feels like maybe that's not fair. He feels guilty. And I was thinking a relationship is a two-way street, and just because you cheated doesn't mean you don't still have needs. In fact, sometimes people cheat because they're not getting their needs met. And so he needs to, the therapist was saying he needs to be honest with her about that, and I agree. And that's the problem too. Like, if you're going to choose to stay with somebody who cheated on you, you're going to have to listen to what they want and what they need. If them cheating was because they felt like they weren't getting what they needed, and so if you're going to stay with somebody, you are like, a relationship is still a two-way street. You are eventually going to have to do for them, but at first they're going to have to be the one doing most of the groveling and the work because I mean they both have to work on things, but I think the person who cheated is probably going to have to do a little more at first, but eventually, yeah, the person who cheated still has needs. So Maylise is going to have to understand that as well, and make a decision about whether she still wants to put in effort into their relationship. So we'll see what happens when he finally leaves and we get introduced to her next week. We better get introduced to her next week. This is ridiculous. Like, they took entirely too long to introduce some people this season. Now, gonna talk about Jenny and Sumit. So they wake up next morning in that house. Um, they didn't get busy because she was tired and a lot was going on. I mean, who is going to be in the mood after having a full grown cow in their house? She's tired from the jet lag and traveling. I mean, that wasn't going to happen. So even Sumit knew he wasn't getting done. So they get up to go out and go get some tea, a drink, and he was like, oh, he wanted to sleep longer, and she was like, no, uh, he was like, oh, can I sleep longer? And she was like, no, you have to sleep. And I'm like, that sounded like him asking her. It sounded like him talking to his mother, and the way she responded sounded like a mother responding to their child. Like, so they go outside, and the street looks kind of messy. there were two people fighting in the street. And when I say fighting, I don't mean like no, like straight up fighting. I was like, whoo, in the hood. In the hood of India. But yeah. Oh, Angela. I mean, not Angela's. Jenny is sad. Just girl. Is it that hard? I mean, I know it's hard out here, and I'm not a 60-year-old white woman. Dang. Anyway, so I mean, no, for real. But when I clutched my pearls when I saw those dudes fighting in the street. I was like, Lord have mercy. That was disturbing. But then they get their little drinky drinks, and to the they go somewhat to a bench. And Angela, why do I keep saying Angela? Who is it's late, y'all? Jenny, that's her name. She's like, "Oh, is that blood?" And then he was like, "No, that's not blood. That's from somebody uh, spitting out chewing tobacco." And I'm just like, listen, I will never be. Look, you got to know how to be by yourself. And I've been. You got to know how to enjoy your company and be by yourself. And you have to believe. Like, I mean, you telling me in all of America, there's not one man who's gainfully employed, who is responsible and respectful that would have been with Jenny. I mean, she could have searched far and wide. The internet exists. Anyways, she asked him about the divorce papers. Of course, he doesn't have them. He said he was going to go to the courthouse and get them. He was lying. I don't even know if he actually went. Um, and she's like, listen, I need to see them. My family needs to see them. You should have waited to get them before you came there, Jenny. Anyways, so he told her to calm down. And I was like, who are you telling to calm down? These women on it. Listen, these dudes. Anyways, um, he was like, "Oh, we can go to the courthouse," and you have to get him to the court. She was like, "So let's go to the courthouse," and he was like, "Okay, we'll go." And you'll see how hard it is to get it. And I'm like, we'll see. So, and then in the confessional, Submit was like saying that, oh, he's getting annoyed at her asking him about the papers. And I'm like, you're getting annoyed. You're Sumi got a lot of nerve. He's got a lot of nerve. Why are you annoyed? So Jenny should be annoyed from all the lying that you've been doing with her for years. Like, you don't understand that Jenny and this man been dealing with each other for 5, 6, 7 years. So Jenny says out of her mouth that if he doesn't show her these divorce papers, she's gonna leave the relationship. And I was like, no, you're not. No, you're not. Quit lying. Quit lying, Jenny. This man catfished you and you didn't leave him. This man allowed you to quit your job, sell all your stuff, sell your car, come over there, knowing that he was married, lied to you, made you his mistress, had his family come into that apartment, threaten you, embarrass you, humiliate you on international television. He lied to you again and said that he was going to go to the courthouse and get those papers, and he didn't do it, and you're still with him. So ain't nobody believing you, Jenny. Quit. We are not stupid, Jenny. You ain't fooling nobody. You ain't never leaving that man. And he knows that. That's why he's going to keep doing what he wants. Anyways, so last and least, pretty much, Deavan and Joe. So they arrive at their apartment in the ghetto of Korea. In the words of Deavan. That's Deavan. That's what Deavan said. We all said it was the hood, and she echoed it that it's the ghetto of Korea. And um, even his parents, Jehoon's parents were like, Lord have mercy. They were like, they were just they were embarrassed, and they were just dumbfounded. They, they had no. They were just like, wow, wow, and um, Devin's mom, whose name I don't know, is having a full blown like panic attack. She is just she is done, and she says, "You, Jihoon, you come here, you come here," and she proceeds to fuss him out, but like without raising her voice. And she's just like, I thought I need you to I needed you to take care of my daughter. I needed you to make sure she was okay. But I'm like, but you knew y'all knew he wasn't gonna be able to do that. Like, where were these expectations? Like, I don't understand these expectations. So they go into the apartment, and I don't know. It's saying my connection is unstable. Okay, hopefully we're back. So I just want to check my Wi-Fi. It says it's still connected. I don't know what happened. So um yeah, I mean it looks decent. It's just small and cramped, and Deavan says it doesn't look like the pictures. I don't understand why either she didn't give him the information or he didn't take it upon himself to get the information from her and go check the place out. In fact, I don't understand why it wasn't a situation where, I mean, I do understand because Jihoon is irresponsible and not finding, he's not concerned. He doesn't understand the responsibilities of being a husband and father. Um, but Deavan knew that. So I don't understand why Deavan went over that. She went over there knowing that. Like, we could all see from that video call that he was lying. Like, she knew he wasn't ready. I don't know why she didn't wait. But Jihoon is not ready. He's not trying, he doesn't understand or seem to want the responsibilities of being a husband and a father. Um, Deavan is a young girl. I like Deavan, but she has to take responsibility for herself. She's a young girl, and I made mistakes in my 20s. People make mistakes in their 20s, and she's making her mistakes, but unfortunately on camera. And she made the choice to fly to Korea to meet this man that she had only known for a few months, and to have sex with this man that she only knew for a few months. That's her business, but you made that choice. You to expect somebody who was not responsible and who you don't have that much, like, y'all didn't build that foundation. And so that could be part of why he doesn't care. Like, I mean, but at the end of the day, he's not responsible. He should have looked, he should have made sure they had a place to stay. He should have visited the place and made sure everything was okay. He should have been working, yes, but Devin's not a victim. She's a grown woman. She's a young woman who's making mistakes. But and I like her. I'm subscribed to her YouTube page. I like her. She's mature in the sense that she is willing to work and take care of her kids, but she hasn't matured in terms of the choices she makes with men. And hey, we all make those mistakes. I make my mistakes with guys. Who hasn't made their mistakes in dating? That's not unique. But unfortunately, the decisions she's made have had life altering consequences in the form of children. In her life, and in her, doing 90 Day Fiance, doing a reality show, and um so, but she has to take responsibility for herself. You can't play the victim. You're a grown woman, and you have to, in order for you not to continue to make these same mistakes, you have to take responsibility so you don't do it again. And I say the same about Kalani. And I'm not saying it as someone who hasn't had to do it. Kalani's worse because she's 30. She's overgrown. Okay. So, um, I guess for them, you can chalk it up to youth being young, but still, you're still a grown woman. You still have a child. I mean, that first child is not Jahoon's. Technically, she's not his responsibility. But, you chose to bring her over there. And you chose to have a baby by him. That was not I mean, the baby may have been a mistake, but still, you brought yourself over there. You had sex with this person you barely knew. I mean, so you made a choice. You have to take responsibility for that. So I can't feel sorry. I mean, I felt sorry for her that she was upset and that, she wants it to work out. She doesn't want to be a single mom anymore. I get that, but you can't try to make a boy into a man. He has to be a man when you meet him, or he has to. You have couples that have gotten together when they're young. He has to want to be a man. He has to make that choice for himself. So, and they're having that conversation and he's getting upset and he's getting irritated. And I'm like, who you anyways, that's it. Y'all, it's late. I need to go to sleep because I got a job and then I have to work in the morning. Thank you for watching. Follow me at Mac Reviews on Twitter, at Mac Reviews on IG, on Instagram now. And if you think Deavan needs to take personal responsibility for herself because she's a grown woman, like this video. If you enjoyed, subscribe if you want to see more from me. I'm going to be doing a reaction video to the first preview of Love After Lockup. I'm excited. Let me not say I'm excited because I was excited last year and that season was straight trash. So I hope this season is better. I really do, because that season last year was so bad. So yeah. Thank you for watching, guys. Have a good night, evening, day, morning, whatever it is. Bye.